Hi friends, welcome to my recap for Miss Universe Puerto Rico 2024. My name is Dani. Thank you for joining me. I really hope you enjoy the episode so much that you'll subscribe and also check out memberships for access to exclusive content like extended episodes. The way that I felt about this pageant is quite similar to the way that I felt about Colombia this year. I really feel like I was just watching a repeat of the 2023 pageant in terms of production. Look, I get you can use the exact same venue, but I just wanted the staging to be different. It almost felt like watching the same pageant. So I was a little bit bummed out about that. But I will say the ladies always look great in their opening numbers. They were in red, they were like fire. I feel like this year for universe pageants, it's like fire and diamonds are the reoccurring themes that are going on. And then I will say there was something off, at least in the episode that I was watching, probably because it was from a StreamYard edit, but the audio wasn't that great and I couldn't really hear much of it. The best way I could put it is it sounded kind of like empty, like dry. I don't know if that makes sense. I was thinking at the top of the show, I was like, I really want to see the contestants dance. Like we were seeing the musicians, which is fine, but I was like, I want to see the ladies. Now, I also have to mention that Shayna's was there this year. And I must say, regardless of my other episodes about Miss Universe and Miss USA, I feel like she is having one of the best years that I've seen in a really long time. I'm really impressed by all of her appearances and she was great. And then finally we get to see the ladies do a little dance and that made me very happy. Love that. So we immediately cut to a top 15 and because of everything in life, I haven't been able to like really follow along with the contestants. Super bummed out about that. But these ladies are amazing. They're great every year. Like no wonder they have so many Miss Universe crowns. So we have a top 15 and for me though, the strange thing about this pageant, it's like their winners are so good, but every year once they get down to a top 15, there's obvious, like very, very obvious top 5 standouts. And I feel like that's just not as common in other systems. Like for example, like in USA, it's like, oh my gosh, I have more than a favorite top 5 after the top 20 or 15. Toa Baja, I thought that she looked like Snow White. Do you know who I'm talking about? That actress. I don't know her name, but she kind of reminded me of her. She was confident here in swim, but it was a little bit fast. I wanted her to hold it a little more. Dorado had a really nice walk. That's the thing there, but I don't know. There was something about the facials that I wasn't feeling as much. Salinas. Why does Salinas do so good? There are some, like Dorado, Salinas, like there's some areas in some countries, like Baguio, for example, at Philippines. Like they're always kind of up there. They're always placing. Anyways, great hair, great walk, great pose. Loved all of that. Cialis was pretty, but then I felt like her body language was a little bit tense. Gotta exhale. Toa Alta, beautiful eyes. I just feel like she needed more poses. This was so safe. Orocovis, nice walk, really nice sway to her walk. And she was very happy, like very, very happy. She brought such great energy to the stage and on her body was bodying and the poses were working for her body. So well done. Corozal, really cute smile. I have to say the crowd was loving her as well as myself. I was loving her too, so I totally get it. She was happy, she was fit. I really like that. I like just like the happiness, the good energy when she comes out on stage. Lares, very pretty. Love the hair, love like that 90s kind of blunt cut. Absolutely stunning. Right there, I was like, she's gotta be top 5. Juana Diaz, very, very fit, happy, great smile, and she was relaxed. That's what I liked about her here. The other thing I should mention too is I really like the close-up shots of the contestants before swim and before gown, because for people like myself who didn't follow leading up to finals, it was just nice to be able to see the ladies in a really nice close-up shot versus just on stage. So and it also kind of like helps you remember each of the contestants too. So I liked that a lot. Now let's talk about evening gown. Toa Baja, for her gown choice, it kind of reminded me of the jumpsuit version of Hawaii USA 2016's gown at Miss USA. Totally gave me those vibes. I liked it, but to me it was like very much fun fashion because of the pants. I wasn't on board with the pants, but she was beautiful. Dorado, great walk and facial expression. She was really feeling herself too. I felt that from her and I like that. It's always a good quality. Salinas, blew my mind. For me, in this moment for gown, I was like, there you go, top 5. You get to go straight through, collect 200, get over there. And then Cialis, this is a trend we're seeing a lot of, these gowns with these pieces that kind of stick out of the arms or the hips or the straps all over the place. She was kind of giving me like Rings of Saturn vibes. That's the best way I could put it. But I love this style right now. I think it's really fun. And the chiffon as well, really, really beautiful. I like the gown. I like her. I like the styling. I just think she needed to relax a little bit more. And then Toa Alta. The gown details for me, there was something about just like the edge. It was a little too sharp. I would rather have seen those detailing blended up. But I will say the color of her eyes with that gown was really beautiful. And then there were a couple of shots of the gown later in the show where I could really see how the light was doing well to catch it. And stunning. Her eyes. When I was looking at contestant photos weeks ago, I was like, I like her. I'm liking her. Orokovis. There was nothing we haven't seen about this gown, honestly, in comparison to last year's winner. Like, I loved her gown last year. This gown, it's super safe. It was okay to me, but what it was her performance. It was her confidence. You could see how present she was. She was living in the moment. She was relaxed. She was hot, too. She was just hot, super hot. The body, all of it, just easy pass to a top 5. Corozal, again, love her, absolutely love the face. But I will say, ladies, just be really careful of these neck muscles on stage and tensing them. That's why I say relax in my episodes, because this makes a lot of contestants look nervous. You gotta breathe, let that go. And then Lares. All right, so this gown here, I feel like this is the gown of the moment. It's interesting. I really think that Philippines is such a trendsetter when it comes to like the gown of the year, because this gown style is similar to the look of Miss Universe Philippines. And then I also just saw another very similar gown at Miss Universe Thailand as well. So like either the nude or the white fully stoned gown, and then the big oversized like white ostrich feather, either like oversized sleeves or cape or like wrap in some sort of a way. It's interesting for me to see that trend carrying, also because last year at Miss Universe Philippines, Baguio wore the gown that I had once envisioned for myself at Miss Universe. That would have been my gown. She wore that gown, and then that gown was knocked off again and again and again and again and again. Like, we keep seeing it, and I'm like, we need to stop seeing it. We need to give it a break. It's tired. Lara's gorgeous still in that gown. It was just interesting for me to see that gown style again, but she pulled it off. She looked beautiful in it, and the performance was there. Very, very elegant. Now we have our onstage question, and there were a lot of them, so I'm gonna kind of go over special moments. Juana Diaz, she was asked if you could change one problem in the world, what would it be? And why would you change that problem? I also need to disclose that I used Google Translate for this. Bear with me. It's not going to be perfectly accurate. For her answer, she talked about the importance of educating children, specifically about mental health, so that we can have a society free of criminality. Then we have Salinas. I thought the answer was good. The delivery of it was good, but I think there was something missing. Like, she just needed a little bit more to have like that mic drop moment, because I noticed the ladies that were moving on, they tended to get the crowd going and clapping. Like, people were loving them. Salinas was asked what's the best way to influence others, and my Google Translate was terrible on this. She said something about Puerto Rico is our voice of inspiration, a voice that is reborn, a voice that seeks to believe in a new beginning, and that is what I want for you, Puerto Rico. So I don't know how Google did on that one. I'm really not sure about that one. I apologize. Now, Lares, they asked her, what is your biggest challenge and how'd you overcome it? And she said, definitely my biggest challenge was during the pandemic. She had to stop her business, which is tough and heartbreaking. But she said there's always a light, and so she managed to like find a way out through networks, but it was this challenge for her, and I loved that. Loving her the whole time, but I love the answer. Vega Toa was asked, what is a modern heroine to you? And she said, for me, a modern heroine is a woman who is very aware of what social causes are, who defends them with a lot of discipline, with a lot of dedication and commitment, because we are the change in the voice that we need to transcend. Thank you. I think this would have been stronger if she would have talked about like, what causes are you helping with? Like, what are you dedicated to? Toa Vega, she was asked, what do you say to those who consider it unacceptable that trans women or women over the age of 28 who are married or have children are allowed to compete in a pageant? And she says, we definitely need to start from empathy. Be empathetic with each truth each situation in a way that we want to be, and I believe that we all have space to be accepted in this world and that it's increasingly evolving. And I thought that was a really nice answer. Like, she was empathetic in her answer. And then Orokovis, we have to talk about her, our queen. So if you had the opportunity to open your own company, what equity policies would you implement if you had the opportunity to? That could be a challenging question. She says, outside of my own company. Okay. Business owner over here. She says, I'm a medical esthetician and I understand that labor equity is extremely important and we can implement this through education, which is a fundamental and elementary process for the development of the future society. And if we educate our people in the workplace, that women also have the right to have space where we can develop, where we can also have multiple opportunities and progress. Don't you dare tell me that these beauties don't have brains. Don't you dare. That is such a stereotype, especially when I hear answers like this. Fantastic. Cialis' answer was interesting to me because the crowd really didn't clap very much for her and I was not understanding. I feel like I'm missing something, but she was asked, how do you promote Puerto Rican culture on an international stage? She talked about being a teacher and it's important to give culture to children through education, and as an ambassador of beauty, she would like to bring that passion that Puerto Ricans have to the rest of the world and also break stereotypes. She talked about the universe being a mirror to thousands of women who feel identified through herself, something like that. Google was a rough translation, but I don't know. I still feel like it was a pretty good answer. I don't know why people weren't really clapping. Corozal was asked, what do you say to those who are bullied and suffer harassment online? And she says, it's important that we understand and we are empathetic with the people behind social media networks. I believe that no one deserves to be laid to rest. I don't know what happened there with Google. No one deserves to be violated. So this love is something very important. It's in itself having empathy with people and understanding that each person has a particular situation and empathizing with them is the most important thing. Clearly, empathy is the new trend for all of these onstage answers. I'm hearing it a lot. Those were the ones that stood out to me, and then we eliminated again and we went down to our 5, and then they all got the same question with headphones, thank God. They were asked, what is the function of a queen and what kind of queen are you? I really like that. Lara said, for me, my miniature reign as a transcendental leader who has an opportunity to impact a community that is totally abandoned, which is a community of older adults, through my community project oh, that was wrong on Google. I don't know what that says. I have been able to inspire other people to be empathetic. What did I say? She talked about how our elders have been abandoned, and to be exact, she was helping 600 grandmothers and grandfathers who were abandoned and making that change. So I thought that was really nice that she talked about the work that she's done. Corozal said that service is what characterizes us and being empathetic, again. And I believe as a queen, we want to carry our voice simply with my essence, transforming life through my story of my essence, of my human warmth. And I believe that the world needs people who have that empathy for human beings. I think she should have mentioned some of the work that she's done, like how are you empathetic towards others? Now, here we go. Orokovis, another just slam dunk answer. She says the role of a queen is to break paradigms, and as a 36-year-old woman and mother of 3, that is precisely what she is doing tonight. She says, I believe every woman sees herself reflected in me, and I had the opportunity to rebuild my self-esteem piece by piece. So when women look at me, they can think, if I did it, you can do it too. And then Google missed the end of her answer because people were clapping. Something about representing Puerto Rico in Mexico, and something about her fight and that we are not temporary. I don't really know. Please, if you know the translation. And then Salinas said, I'm the type of queen who is a spokesperson who wants changes for the world and for the universe. She talked about being a true believer and going for what she thinks is right, and that for her is education, for health, for a better state of security. Thank you very much. Which, it was a good answer, but it's after Orokovis. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Toa Alta said, what a queen is a voice that represents all women in the entire universe. For me, I am a persevering queen since I am the mother, as everyone knows. And when one is a mother, one has to go through adversities and overcome all adversities. That gives life, and I am a persistent mother, and I have been able to achieve with all people. But I will say her delivery, it felt so low energy. I was like, this was good, but the energy was low. And then So we have our crowning. And also I was wondering, where in the world has our reigning queen been? I just feel like she wasn't in that much of the show. I wanted to see more of her. So our results. 4th runner-up, Toa Alta. That kind of surprised me. I still liked her. Still liked her answer. 3rd runner-up, Lares. I loved her too. That's tough. 2nd runner-up, Salinas. Also loved, stand out the entire time. 1st runner-up, Corozal. And I will say that I remember her during gown specifically because I was like, oh, the face, wow. And then our queen, Orocovis, wow. Congratulations, we have another mom entering Miss Universe this year. We have a lot of contestants that are past 30 and into the 40s now. We're seeing that at Miss USA. We have some contestants in their 40s, so it's very, very interesting. And I just can't wait to see how this all plays out. They're all really unique. They're all different. Also, we know that Puerto Rico is a very competitive country and they're a powerhouse. So I'm curious to see how they're going to prep their title holder and how she's going to do at Universe. So I'm excited. Congratulations. Thank you so much for everyone who watched the episode. Please tune in for more very soon. I have lots more coming on the channel for you. Thank you, and I appreciate all your support.